Hunter pets have been nerfed in PvP. That's not necessarily true, but it is true if you believe the misinformation that's been spread everywhere online. Now, it's recently been confirmed that everybody in Warsong Gulch in the PvP Battleground events have their damage reduced by 20%. This says 25%, but that's actually counting the 5% that you have a damage reduction from helms. So 20%, all players are taking 20% less damage, or basically you can say that all players are doing 20% less damage. And if you want to reduce the damage you take by another 5%, then just throw on this helm. This can be proved in a few ways, but the easiest way is obviously to check how much damage you are doing in the open world with the same ability and using that ability to another target. Now, if you are using a physical ability here, then you actually can't really test it perfectly because one, people have armor and different armor levels, and they might also have some buffs or debuffs that can change the damage. But a really easy way to test this is using something like Sunfire on a druid. Just use any sort of dot when you have 0 buffs on yourself or the exact same buffs on yourself. Now, here's where the propaganda comes in. There have been multiple posts on Reddit and the forums basically complaining about this debuff, saying that you have a 25% damage debuff, and also it does not apply to pets. And what that would mean is that pets are doing 100% damage. They're not getting the 20% damage reduction or 25% damage reduction. And this is actually just completely not true. Pets are actually nerfed in 2 separate ways within these BGs, making them a lot weaker than even players themselves. But it's not just this Reddit post, there's also more Reddit threads. Basically a daily reminder that pets don't have the 25% damage reduction that players do in the actual Warsong Gulch Battleground. So first of all, that's literally not true. Pets do have a damage reduction of 20%. Pets do 80% of the damage they should do in Warsong Gulch. This is a fact, and I'm going to show it to you right now in a second. But on top of that, pets also take 100% of the damage instead of taking only 80% damage. So all of your damage output to pets is actually 20% more than it would be to other players. So pets are nerfed in 2 separate ways. They're easier to kill and they do less damage. While on the flip side, priest healers can heal from 10% to 100% instantly because there is no healing reduction in the BGs. So first I'm going to show you my pet's damage to another pet. It is doing 280 damage in a crit and then 184 damage in a normal hit. If I go to the open world and try this out as well, to a normal mob, it will do about 280 damage in a crit, and for normal hits, it does 180 damage. This is showing that it is doing the exact same damage when attacking a pet. There's no damage reduction when you are attacking a pet. I can also show that there's no damage reduction by showing you Sunfire. Here you can see that Sunfire is ticking on this pet for 31 damage. It is also ticking in the open world for 31 damage. But if you look at how much damage it does to players, it's only 25 damage a tick. This is just showing you that pets take 100% of the damage in BGs, while players take that 20 to 25% reduced damage. Now let's look at our pet's actual damage itself against players. So instead of that 280 damage crit that we do against other targets, when our pets crit other players in Warsong Gulch, it hits for about 228 to 230. That is a 50 damage reduction on the crits. And of course, if you look at normal hits, instead of hitting for 188, it is now hitting for 150. Everyone's normal damage output is reduced by 20 to 25%, and pets are doubly nerfed in BGs where they do reduce damage but also take more damage. And the bigger problem in BGs, of course, is always going to be healing. If you are playing any sort of rated BG or if you're playing any sort of pre-mains, you definitely know that priests are by far the larger problem than it is hunter pets. And I want to clarify, this isn't a video that's arguing that pets aren't very strong right now. They are crazy strong right now. I am having way more fun PvPing on a rogue. It is way faster to delete people on a rogue than it is a hunter. So just play what you like and we'll see how things turn out at 40. But the information that a lot of people are spreading is just flat out wrong. That's all.